Welcome back. 27 years since he was first accepted to Somalia's National University, Mohammed Yusuf Luso is finally on the path to graduation. When a war broke out in 1991, his dreams of a degree in journalism were dashed. But now he hopes to be one of the country's top reporters, unearthing scandals and telling the story of a new Somalia.
Seated in a class with students half his age, Mohammed Yusuf Luso is grateful that he finally has a chance to pursue the journalism degree he's always dreamed of after 27 years. The 48-year-old was admitted to the Somali National University in 1991, but was unable to start as a war broke out in the country that same year. During the time, Luso says he fled to Yemen, Eritrea and Ethiopia to find safety. He returned to his country in 1996 and started working at a local newspaper and later a radio station.
I am very happy I was able to further my education, and the reason I chose to study journalism is because it has always been the profession I dreamed of. I used to work in print media and radio doing monitoring, but I would like to complete my degree and become a professional journalist.
The Somali National University was restored after extensive damage during the war and reopened in 2014 to host about 15,000 students. Luso says he doesn't feel out of place among his classmates and is instead excited about the opportunity to learn.
So is a very focused person. He pursued his dream after 27 years and sitting with young students who are not his age. I think he is a great example for Somali National University and his classmates.
Somalia's capital of Mogadishu is changing fast. Hotels and restaurants have sprouted from the rubble since African Union troops wrestled control of the city from Al-Shabaab Islamist militants in 2011.
Some people encouraged me, saying I have to follow my goals because sometimes dreams come true, while others gave me bad feedback, saying that I am almost 50 years old, how can I pursue an education, and that I should just forget about it.
Mr. Luso says he'll graduate in 2021 and plans to become one of the country's leading reporters covering major news and telling stories about Somalia.
Well, Mohammed's will has made a way. A group of Kenyan consumers have filed a class action lawsuit in a rare move against Kenya's sole electricity distributor. The customers say Kenya's power inflated monthly bills, in some cases up to 3 times last year. Apollo Mboya, the lawyer representing power users in the suit, is seeking a full financial audit of the company and compensation.
Pay 1,500. It's computers.
Kenyan lawyer Apollo Mboya has filed a setting suit against the country's sole electricity distributor to challenge alleged inflation of bills. In the pro bono case, Mboya is representing consumers who say they were overcharged last year, with their monthly bills jumping as much as 3 times in some cases.
It started with me, and I complained on mine, and they actually admitted on mine. But I realized this thing is systemic, and I decided that enough is enough. Let me do one class action suit against Kenya Power for all the consumers, who I also realized when I went into the social media were also complaining of inflated bills.
Mboya says he suspects the company is using mischievous methods to recover $10 million in fuel costs it says it incurred in a 2017 financial statement.
We have several levies before we even come to the VAT 16%. And actually, typically in most households, the domestic consumers, you'll find that the levies that consumers are being charged is more than the actual consumption of electricity. So the actual consumption, if you look at the component, might be very low. We might be paying something like 600 for the consumption, the actual consumption. But the levies alone, which are passed through costs to the consumers, could be even 3,000.
Between spiraling bills, blackouts and delayed top-ups, many Kenyans have lost faith in the nation's sole electricity distributor. Abdi Wahaba Aden has had to stop working on a proposal because of a blackout. He says the electricity supply has become erratic, yet his monthly bills remain high.
The job I need to submit, I can use the laptop. Neither I can use the TV. I was about to get shower. I can't because I don't have power. And the charges went high. Is a dilemma as a youth. It's a bit expensive for me, and I'm not getting the service I really want.
Energy experts say Kenya's electricity is also made expensive by high transmission losses of 18.9% from theft through illegal connection and technical reasons. Kenya's energy minister has ordered the sector regulator to review electricity tariffs after persistent complaints by consumers. He says Kenya Power is ready for scrutiny by anybody, adding that its accounts are always audited and published because it is a listed company.
In Morocco, old tires find new life in the hands of a Moroccan artist as he makes a name for himself by making sculptures out of used tires. He creates intricate and detailed designs that have landed in several French exhibitions.
In his home in Marrakesh, artist Lanken Iwi brings out the cutter and gets to work, slicing up squares of used tires to craft his sculptures. From dragons to unicorns, he creates his artwork out of tires he collects from landfill sites and scrap yards.
I learned this from my father, who showed me how to make something from nothing. On the notion of nothing lost, nothing created, all transformed. For me, recycling tires is a work who represent myself as an artist who work on this contemporary art.
The Moroccan artist believes that there is something noble in recycling tires, injecting art into an object that would otherwise be harmful to the environment.
As I said, nothing lost, nothing created, all transformed, and this is based on the protection of the environment. Having this activity of recycling something spoiled the earth or damaging the earth or the ground that we are living on is.
He says a single sculpture takes anything from a week to 2 months to make.
It's a noble action for us as artists to participate and to put our hands on something spoiling earth, and injecting art for us is a good message for the humanity.
Many of his art and previous works have gone on display in exhibitions in France.
And that's Network Africa at this time. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker.